Hi everyone, in today's video we'll go over the difference between state and props in React, what they are and how we can work with them. But before we get into the video, I would massively appreciate if you guys could leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It will help push my videos to more people and help the channel grow. And yeah, that's basically it. Let's get in the video. Let's get started with the state. So what is a state? State is built in React that is used to contain data or information about the component and allows us to manage the changing data in our application. So in our example here, we have state called counter and set to a 0, and we have a button that will increment our count state by 1. So all we need to do here is incrementing our counter by creating a function and pass it an on-click event inside of our button. So I've come here and call our function, for example, increment counter, and use set count, which is the function will update our count state. And then pass this function and on click event. If I save the changes and go to our browser, you can see it's actually working. So the takeaway here is that state is handled in the component and you can update it inside the component. Now let's see how props works here. So props are argument passed into React components and used in React to pass data from one component to another. So in our new example here, we are only returning from our component app a child component. And this is where we're going to put our property here. So we can go and pass our state count as a prop in child component, and we can display our prop by opening and close curly brackets and type props.count. If I save the changes, you can see our property is shown in our browser. So the thing you can notice here when it comes with the props, you can handle it outside the component. What that means is you cannot call some sort of data a prop if it's not coming from the parent component. If it's not coming from the parent component, then it's a state and not a property. So keep that in mind. Props are always created outside of a component, and it's being passed from a parent component to that component. Now what I want to do here, I want to create a function to increment our prop count whenever I click this button. So I can go here and call our function, for example, increment count, and this function is going to take the old value of our property count and increment it by 1. And we can go and pass this function in our onClick event. So we can call it here. If we save the changes and click this button, nothing is happening. If you go inspect our page and go to our console, you can see whenever I click this button, we got so many errors. And the reason why our function doesn't work is because props data is read-only, which means that data coming from the parent should not be changed by child components. So what we need to do here is go to our parent component, and which is app component, and create a function and pass it inside of child component as a property and use it. So I can use our old function increment count and we go pass it in a child component and then use it here just by adding props and remove this function. So if I save the changes and reload our page, you can see it's actually working. So with the props, you can't actually change them. You need to change them outside the component. Like we see in the last example, most likely it's going to be state stored somewhere else in your application that's being passed down as a props. So this is how you can update your props. So in summary, the big difference between state and props: state handle it in the component and you can update it inside the component, while props are handled outside the component and must be updated outside the component. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.